Hello, and here we are for episode 4. The age groupers, where we just have a general chit chat about training and whatnot, and how easy or difficult it's been for the week. So this week we're actually going to talk about the temperature and the weather, because that's a pretty on-topic topic that we've got. But yeah, how's your week been this week?
Yeah, good time, mate. It's like you're saying with the weather, it's been nice to have some longevity with it, isn't it? Rather than the usual, I got a couple of days of like 22, 23 degrees and then it's chucking it down and 15 degrees again, So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's been, I think I touched on it last week, didn't we? We said like what's the plan on the week going forward, and I said I think to get a suntan, which I've definitely ticked that box, and plenty of barbecues and more activities outside. For me, I dusted off my old man's old hardtail giant mountain bike, which he had years ago, which he passed down to me. So I'm using that as more of a commuter vehicle around the town now to work and to the gym, which is 2 miles away, the one I said I joined up 4 or 5 weeks ago. But I just, a couple of nice bike rides, because I just thought, why not? It's great to assist in the running, and obviously I'm training for High Rocks. High Rocks predominantly being more of a run-based event, trying to get my running legs back to how they used to be years ago. So, as we know, road biking, any sort of form of biking helps with the running engine scientifically, apparently. So I thought, what better to make use of the weather? And then, a couple of nice hour and a half mountain bike rides. It's flat out here in Lincolnshire, but there are literally, you can go off the road and stay off the road for pancake flat. But there's loads of bridle ways that you can just link village to village, and I know quite a nice few routes. Like yesterday morning, I went out. It's only just over 10 miles, nearly 11 miles, but just picked off. It was just multi-terrain, really. Bit of road, village roads. Yeah, back on the dirt track, back to a little bit of a wooded area, out on the fields. Just really nice. So just more outdoor activity. I've been to the gym. Yeah, I've been to the gym twice, maybe 3 times. I went to the gym today, and I did a mini high rock session. So I did some sled pushes, sled pulls, 1,000-meter row, 1,000-meter ski erg, 2-kilometer run on treadmill, and what else did I do? Just some kettlebell swings and some kettlebell sort of deadlifts, just to sort of utilize the shoulders, the core, the back, the legs a bit more. My legs have had a hammering, so I'm trying to think about what to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I was actually going to go for a really early, like 5 a.m. paddleboard down. I've been toying with the idea for the last 2 weeks, but it's just maybe I'm making more excuses with the logistics. But I was like, I need to give my legs a rest. But then paddleboarding, as I think you've done a bit of paddleboarding, as you know, it's a lot of leg stability and core. So I might just go to the gym and do some upper body resistance stuff, shoulders, back, chest, that sort of thing. What about yourself?
I did a bit of turbo training and that usual sort of the usual. But I did try, like, because obviously the high rocks training, or as it were, the what do you call it, calisthenics or something, isn't it? Where you're using your own body weight to do movements.
Yeah, body weight.
Yeah. So then I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, where I've been doing sort of 50 squats, 50 burpees, and 50 lunges. But this week I decided, it was a really nice day, so I opened the gym doors up. I had the rower, and I was doing 1 kilometer on the rower, then doing 50 lunges, but I was doing them with weights. So I'd I don't know, what was it, about 30 kilos? 15 kilos each. So just under 30 kilos. So then doing lunges with like 30 kilos. And I mean, by the end of that, I was like flipping out. That's painful. Did a kilometer row, then did 50 burpees, then did a kilometer row, then did 50 like squats, but holding the like a weight. So I think it was about 13 kilos, and then like just lifting
So
it
like a
up, down,
goblet
lifting
squat.
up. Yeah, doing that. Then I did another
Okay.
kilometer on the rower, and then I tried to skip for 5 minutes. But yeah, I was by the end of that skipping, my legs were giving up. They were really struggling. So I might do a bit more skipping next week. I
Yeah.
might try and add that in a bit. That was
Mm.
really good. And then I did a half marathon run in about 31, 32 degrees, and that was hard. That
That's
was really,
crazy.
really. That was tough, and it's so much tougher in this country.
Yeah.
Like temperature when it goes up in this country, you just don't have the facilities, you know. Like, and I suppose what we're going to talk
Mm.
about is how hard it is to train. You know, I think I touched my limit on that one, on that run. I think by the end of it,
Mm.
I was touching the limit on that. But yeah, I've kind of hit my goals this week. But when the weather's like this, you kind of really have to change what you're trying to do. And you can't just do loads of running because you just do yourself in, you know. So you've got to like
Yeah.
change it up a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it all depends how. I mean, look at the weather in this country. I mean, how have you found the weather with like training? Have you found it's like held you back, or have you been like doing all right? Like,
Um, I think most people agree. I think you'll agree. Like when you wake up in the morning, you see that sunshine. It's epic, isn't it? It's like it
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sets your day up. It's no better thing than you open it up and it's chucking it down and it's like howling and horrible and it's like
yeah,
just
yeah.
even if you go
Do it.
into work or you're having a rest day from exercise, you're just like whatever. Like, but I love it. But yeah, I recognise that it gets when it gets the upper end of the extreme of the heat in the UK, it just goes from like we had the week before was like 15 degrees, and then it's just gone up to 35 degrees up here, which is crazy. So you've just got to play it really safe, in you, because
Yeah,
if you're going out in that, you ideally want to go early or late at night, because obviously it spikes your heart rate so much with the heat, and it makes that
yeah,
training session 10 times harder, doesn't it? So you have got to play it smart. I certainly wouldn't, unless I go out for a bike ride. I find that a bit more pleasant than if I'm going. Like, kudos to you for going for a run the other day in that heat. I couldn't do it. I think I'd just,
yeah,
I'd probably get 6 miles in and I'd be like, I'm pulling the plug here. It's too much. But biking,
yeah.
you get a bit more of a breeze, don't you? So that's why I went out on the bike. But yeah, there's no, like you touched on earlier, there's no like, we're not built for it, are we?
No, the
As a
facilities in
country,
this country are
there's no
terrible.
facilities for it.
It's nothing. I mean, on that run, so I did a half marathon,
Mm.
and there's a river about 6 miles away. But I was like getting there, you know, when you set yourself these little goals and your little targets. So, and your
Mm.
longer runs, you're like, right, so the first bit was 6 miles. I was like, right, let's get the 6 miles out of the way. There's a river. I'll scoop the water up my hat, chuck it on me, you know. But when I got there, it was all completely overgrown. Because I've done the run a
Mm.
few times, and there's usually a little path, but I couldn't get down there. So I was like, I'm just going to keep going. So then it was 9 miles before I got to the beachfront, and then the
Mm.
beachfront's got like a shower there, so that was all right. Like that managed to help. But still, by that point, you're so hot, you can't really bring your core temperature down enough to make it safe. So
Yeah.
I had to stand by that shower for quite a while, because obviously then all I'm doing is cooling my out, like the outer area a little
Mm.
bit, but I'm not cooling the core. And then if I go straight out for a run, like straight after that, then my body's going to think I've cooled off, and then the inside's going to heat up even more. So I had to be really
Mm.
careful. So I had to get my temperature to the right thing. So that really messed up my run a bit, really. And then I just had to slow it down for the last bit. And I've got to get the runs in because I've got the man versus horse in 2 weeks, so that's a
Is it
marathon.
2 weeks? Oh
Yeah, and
wow.
then, yeah, so I got to deal with that. Like I have to be able to build the training schedule still
Mm.
around the weather, and it's fine. Like the weather's great because like what you can I had the hose pipe out. So when I was doing like, you know, the rower and then the burpees and then the row and the squats and all that kind of stuff, I had a hose pipe there, so you can just pick the hose pipe up and like squirt your face and stuff.
Mm.
But if you're out, you're stuck, and there's nothing in this country to help you deal with it. And like I
No.
say, we've gone from you know being freezing cold and raining to being one of the hottest days I can remember in this country.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's like like I've been to Australia years ago, and I can remember the facilities, and I know it's different, isn't it? I know like we get nice summers. We always do have nice aspects to that of our summer period where it's nice weather, but we're not really. The UK's not cut out for it consistently hot throughout the year, is it? There's only a small snippet. So why build this on the beach or that on the beach? Like Australia, you go on like Surfers Paradise, go on the beach front. There's showers every so often and that. And then
Yeah,
Cyprus, I went out last October, and you know, I like my open water swimming, and I was going down to the harbour. Like the last 4 mornings, I got up at 5:30, get down to the harbour by 6. There's already about 30 or 40 people out, and they're the older generation, the Greeks. They're out in the water. But where I found was a lovely restaurant, and they had like open air showers, benches, like like private little like locker rooms. You could just go in, get
yeah,
changed
yeah,
into your speedos, whatever, and people just leaving their kit bags everywhere. So safe. And then they've got like the ladders, the metal ladders, step down into the harbour. Just
yeah,
plop off into the sea, and it's so nice. You can just go there, have a swim for an hour, which I was doing, getting out, like, having a freshwater shower, and then just traipsing back down the coastal path. And within like 5 minutes, at 7:30 in the morning, it's like 21 degrees in
yeah,
the end of October, and it's beautiful. But it's a different heat. The facilities are there, so it makes it easier. Like if you get like yourself, if you get caught short thinking flipping heck, it's blazing down, and oh look, there's a shower there. But
yeah, yeah,
whereas in England, you're like, oh, I need to find a river or the sea, or just go home.
yeah. Yeah, you have to plan
Yeah,
it so much different in this country. Like,
yeah,
we have to have isotonics. I had to have isotonic ready when I got back, and I
mm,
never like obviously when I went to what was that? I was over in Pina de Mar like just like 5 weeks ago. I did like 2K swim and a 10 mile run every day, and it
mm,
was sort of 26 degrees,
yeah,
right, every day. So, but there were showers everywhere, like, and it was so much easier. You got a bit too hot, you just like you knock the shower on, just cool yourself off, carry on running. Um, but I don't know, I didn't struggle with the heat like I did this week when it came like for that run. I didn't
mm,
struggle otherwise, but for that run, that was really that was really tough. And I think
yeah,
like I don't know. I do find the mad changes in temperature really screw your sort of training plans up, and I
mm,
think people who are sticking to really strict training plans are probably starting to feel quite guilty this week that they've missed like a week of training or they've pushed themselves into their limits and stuff.
mm,
Whereas maybe like we wait for this brilliant weather, but then we just don't know how to handle it. A lot of people like the sea's still freezing cold,
mm,
and people have got caught out with that. They got caught out with probably doing long bikes, and I've seen a few people cycling in the midday heat. And I'm thinking it's 35 degrees today,
yeah,
so people are getting caught out with that, and maybe people have pushed they're like trying to stick to those training schedules, and maybe like it's kind of I think anyone who's listening to this is then thinking, oh, I feel guilty because I didn't do this week, and they should probably just like I think there are certain weeks you have to forgive yourself, and say,
mm,
oh, I'm not this week. This hasn't been the best week. Like I don't think it's been the best training week for me,
mm,
but I got to kind of just go. oh well, I got to forgive myself, like because we get guilty, don't we? I mean, I
We
do.
do
I
get,
think,
yeah.
yeah,
But
we
it's,
get guilty.
I think you've got to weigh it up, though, haven't you? Because I think it's too risky then, isn't it? It's like, I need to get
Yeah,
this running because I'm going to be behind, and it's just going to mess my training schedule. I'm going to feel guilty, um, and I'm going to be behind. I'm going to panic. The anxiety's going to set in, all this floods of emotions. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, it's like 1 or 2 days. It's not going to hurt your training schedule that much. You just adapt it and tweak it accordingly. You're better doing that than going, actually, do you know what? I've got to go out. Oh, flipping out. It's 34 degrees out there, though. Oh, it's fine. I'll go out. You go and give yourself a heat stroke, or you spike your heart rate, that your recovery is like so much more than what it would be. It's like, it's just not worth it. It's just, you best
yeah,
just go and sunbathe and have a barbecue and just get some nice food on the grill and just chill.
yeah. I think that's it. Like, I think there are there's the two opposites of the weather in this country. Like, if you were training in somewhere like Lanzarote and you've got like the facilities, you can get on with it. Whereas you have to slow your training down for the both extremes. When it's freezing cold and you have to go for a run, maybe you should actually don't go for a run because it's like 2 degrees, and all you're going to do is
Mm.
end up, getting that sort of that cough. You have that, like, you go for a run
Yeah.
and it's really cold, and you have that like dry sort of cold cough
Mm-hmm.
comes on then like a day later.
Yeah.
There's that, and then maybe I shouldn't have done that distance in that heat. Like, was that stupid? I don't know. I'm like, oh, was that stupid sort of distance to do in that heat? Yeah, and then I should I just not? Should I just scrapped it all? Um, yeah, it's
Mm.
a weird one, isn't it? Like, it's a weird sort of guilt feeling,
Yeah.
yeah, that guilt, that like training guilt. I mean, that's probably a whole episode. We could talk about that, but when you have that whole week off or things have gone wrong, you've got that training guilt. You're like, I've got to
Mm.
get up, I've got to do it. It really starts to stress you out. It really starts to, like, you know, you
It,
don't sleep
it
properly
affects,
sometimes
yeah.
because you've set yourself up for it, and that's just, wow, it's a weird feeling, that is.
Mm. I think I think we were saying earlier about trying to ready yourself for the hot weather in this country, and I was going to say, like, a little thing about what they have overseas in comparison to us. I mean, I think in the next few years, I think the amount of aircon units are just going to go through the roof, because the scientists, the meteorologists, they're all saying our summer's going to get hotter. So,
Yeah, yeah,
for example, if you're training, oh, I need to get up 5 in the morning. I'm working at 9, but I've got to get up at 5, and I've got to beast out a long bike ride. But then it's so hot. It's so hot in the day that obviously our infrastructures aren't built for the heat, and we're massively insulated, so the houses retain the heat. So therefore, unless you've got an aircon unit, your sleep, and I speak personally, we haven't got aircon unit, and I think when we had the really maximum heat, I had about at least 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 nights rather, where my
yeah,
sleep was really poor, and therefore, are you going to get up then at 4:30, 5 in the morning to that alarm when you've had a
yeah,
really bad disrupted sleep? Whereas if you live in Spain, where they've got tiled floor villas or flats, everything's got AC in it, you're just going to sleep really well, aren't you? And you can be refreshed, ready to get up. Because I got up one morning and I was like, and I don't know how accurate the sleep things are on some of these watches, but some of them, I swear they're not that great. But like one of the I woke up and it was like, you've had 4 hours 14 sleep. And I was like, I went to bed about 11 o'clock at night. So the maths
yeah,
surely is about 6.5, 7 hours, but maybe I did have that much because I was so restless and I was above the duvet and I was clammy and I was struggling to sleep. And then you just feel like, oh, I don't want to get up and train now because I'm sleep deprived. I haven't got the energy. My training
yeah,
session is going to be hindered because I'm not firing on all cylinders because I'm just absolutely shattered. So it's really hard, isn't it, to adapt in this country, especially when we go from a week, like I said, it was the week before, it was 15 degrees.
yeah.
And
That's
then
the
the
thing.
week after, it was like 35 degrees.
Yeah,
And it's never gradual, is it? It's never like a nice it's 15, it's 18, it's 20. It's like 15. It's like, oh, they have some 35 degrees, and everyone's like absolutely cooked because they're like, oh, where's the sun cream? Oh, it's not
Yeah,
summer yet, is it? And they're like, oh, I haven't got any. Doesn't matter. Be fine. Everyone's like lobster bob, aren't they? Everyone's
yeah.
skin's red,
So many
and no
people,
one's prepared for it, and
are
you're
burnt
just like
out.
caught out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's
I
so
saw loads of
difficult.
people I was going to the beach. It was just like bright red, and they'd done themselves
Mm,
in. Loads of people getting angry with each other over in Breen, falling out with each other, getting quite moody. But also, there's the other thing. I mean, you've probably seen on the news. A lot of people have, because of this sudden height in temperature. Obviously, the water takes a lot longer to heat up. So we've had something like 10 people drown, is it? Something like that over the
yeah,
last week.
we had
That's a lot,
um,
a lot. And it's
we had
because the
three
water's so,
yeah,
because
we've
the
had
water's so cold.
three
Yeah,
teenagers in Lincoln have died from jumping
yeah,
in Lincoln in the lakes. They jumped in, and people. It's a classic, isn't it? Because we
yeah,
know from growing up on the coast, and I have these conversations like I have done in work, and people, even like the guy I work with, like that he's like, oh, it wouldn't necessarily be the cold. I'm like, no, 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 trust me, that is one of the biggest factors.
yeah.
Lakes and rivers, maybe there might be like weeds or God, like stuff like trolleys and weird stuff in rivers that you do get caught up on. But
Most of the
it's the
time, though,
shock
most of the
factor of
time,
cold, isn't it? The
yeah,
seas, lakes, and rivers do not warm to that comfortable temperature till at least August,
yeah,
September. So
yeah.
they've had that
Right.
period of summer. So people see it in May and June and go, oh, it's like 35 degrees, so the sea's going to be amazing. Jump in. It's like, it's like, mate,
Yeah.
it's freezing.
It's like 15 degrees the
Yeah.
temperature of the water at the moment,
Unless you're a
and
strong
that.
swimmer, you're going to struggle.
But even
Yeah.
then, I mean, when we went away with Owen, we went to Portugal in January, so the pool was freezing because it wasn't heated up. And I
Mm,
said, if you want to learn how to jump into a cold water, like learn what it's like. So we did it in the shallow end, and he was like flipping out, it was cold. But as
mm,
it went on, like he did it a couple of times, and we actually ended up jumping off the diving board. I mean, obviously, it's safe because we're there with him. Obviously, if something goes wrong, we're able to like get him. Um,
mm,
but it's sort of trying to get used to that shock, and that like when you jump into the water and that sudden shock hits you. Some people who aren't used to it will just become completely paralyzed, and then they just sink.
mm,
Uh, and there's just not enough info out there for people. There's not enough info
no.
to get this across to people. Especially even people training. Like these sudden changes in temperature, they're not like linear. So this sudden what we've had now is not like it's like a bubble really, and
Mm,
it exists separate. So if you think you can just jump jump in and do a swim, jump out and go for a run, you're gonna get yourself caught out on one of those extreme temperatures because they're
mm,
just not conductive to each other in terms of training. You're
yeah.
just gonna keep getting caught out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think. I mean, this is a unique event that's going on this week. I've even read there's like we may be going into a super El Nino year or something like this, which
Mm,
then means this weather's going to be crazy for the next 2 years.
yeah.
I mean, that would be an interesting one to deal with because then we've got to change our training strategies around that as well. You
Mm,
know, you have to change all of that, don't you? Like how you approach training, how you approach events into next year.
yeah.
I want to do Lanzarote, but I really want to do that next year because that was this year, Lanzarote. Lanzarote just went, didn't it, on the weekend?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to do that. Um,
But it's nutrition and stuff as well, isn't it? Like with the
yeah,
heat
there's that as well.
increasing, you
Yeah,
need you need like isotonics, you need like more like salt replacement gels
yeah,
and all that good stuff that, as you know, as you're training for like half Ironman and Ironman, you need that's a big part of your training. It's a whole different
yeah.
it's a whole
And that's
sector
another
on its
thing,
own.
isn't it? Your body doesn't adjust in time. Whereas it would if the weather increased slowly, your body
Mm,
would adjust slower to it. Whereas this sudden burst of like heat that we have to
extreme
suddenly get
heat.
used I think that's what caught me out on that run. Was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Did I not eat
I,
properly as
I,
well? What do you eat? Oh, it's
I don't know what
summer.
it's doing going forward. I'm obsessed with the weather. The wife will tell you. I got the Met Office app, and I'm always checking like every day. I'm like, what's it doing? Like, and it gives you 4 or 5 days ahead, and I know it's going to get cloudy over the weekend. It's going to drop to 24 down to 21. I think there's even rain showers when the kids go back to school on Monday, Tuesday, which is fine. But it's still peaking just above 20 up here, which is cool. But I just fear in like a week's time we're just going to be we're going to go, oh, do you remember 2 weeks ago and it's 35 degrees and now it's like 14 degrees. It's just
Yeah,
going to be crazy. It's going to be like you'll be probably going out for run training wearing, I don't know, a light zipper coat or something. It's weird because it's the temperatures we associate with July and August, isn't it? And it always peaks and it gives us a bit of a sort of a teaser, doesn't it? And you're like, oh, amazing. But then I always say, like, oh, is this our summer? Is that all we're getting? That could be it.
lots of few people have said that. Yeah, is this our
That
summer?
could be it.
So yeah, they can't complain because like this is our summer. But like if it's 21 degrees and it's raining, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it's
it's
lovely, and
it's
you can
when
sleep at night.
it's when it's like 9 degrees and it's raining and it's a bit of wind and you're like,
It's hard.
oh,
Yeah.
I can't be bothered. You're just like, oh, I can't be bothered.
Mm.
And that like gets into you then. That does. So you then got to get yourself up to get going, get that motivation going.
Mm.
Like the sun motivates me. Like I've been really motivated this week, but like the energy zap that happens so quickly means you can't do like a big sort of train. So you're like, oh yeah, sun's out, and I found myself just picking up like a few weights and just doing some weights for like 5 minutes, and then be boiling on. Like, yeah, all right, I'll just
Yeah.
stop. You can't like create a proper schedule like that. You have to
No,
like
that's the
say,
thing.
yeah,
That's like I said. That's what you're going through at the minute with your training, isn't it? Whereas I feel a little bit. I'm not as well. I don't envy your training. Like, although I don't envy you training for triathlons, I am missing it. But I'm
yeah,
quite fortunate because I'm just going. As much as I've always been an outdoorsy person. I love being out as I'm a cardio junkie. But at the minute, I'm quite enjoying like, oh, actually, I'm going to go to the gym that has got fans, has got aircon, and I'm
yeah,
just going to do my hour or 45 minutes high rocks type stuff, or just jumping on some of the treadmills and just doing. I'm going to run on that rather than being out in the 30-degree sun. So it's quite nice rather than I do need to get out and do like a 30, 40, 50 mile road bike ride, which would be horrendous over the last few weeks, I think, in the blistering stuff, and then get out for a brick session, for a 3 or 4 miler after. Like, it's. But
yeah.
I guess you
Like
can adapt it to the gym, couldn't you?
yeah.
Or turbo. But
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do the like brick sessions that I planned because I wanted to do sort of shorter brick sessions this week, and I
mm,
wanted to do like more rapid stuff and just doing like short row, short bike, go out for a quick run, and
mm,
those sorts of things. I really couldn't do that this week. It's just
no.
so I aimed for that one long run, really. And yeah, and I suppose going into next week now, what I've got to try and plan because I've got to keep my running up.
Mm,
But so I've got the Man vs Horse in 2 weeks. I've then got the Eastbourne Triathlon in 6 weeks. So I then have to move from like that running a marathon like distance to
mm-hmm,
then moving into the bike really.
mm-hmm.
So I've got to be all about the bikes. So I'm going to be doing that probably. I don't know what I'm going to do this week. I really don't know. I'm a bit all over the place with where I want to be. So
Yeah.
I might do the turbo training and runs, but I just don't know what distance to do on the run.
Mm.
Like, yeah,
It's
I
difficult with
think,
your events, though, isn't it? Because they're completely different, aren't they? It's almost like
yeah,
ultra running, and then it's like, but I've got in like 2 months' time, I've got half Ironman. So it's like,
yeah, yeah,
so you still got to chip away. I've got to do some swimming. I've got to do quite a lot of biking,
yeah,
and then I've got to do some sort of resistance, weight specific training, for it. And it's hard, isn't it? Because all you want to focus on is just get the miles on your legs and just run. But as soon as you get that ticked off, I guess that's it, innit? Clear that out of the way. Just game on.
Yeah, well then I've gone to the triathlon. Then I've got the man versus horse in Quantox in September. So I'm back up to that, and then obviously depending on if we're doing Hyrox as well, which could be in December, if that all plans off, then after I finish the man versus horse, I'm then going to move all that training down into a different thing again. Yeah. So I'll then on that, and that'll be my whole winter. My whole winter training will probably be really different, unless I go for Lanzarote next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I go for Lanzarote next year, then I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what the price is going to come out like, the release date. Yeah, I've got a lot of things to think about. But if I go for that, then that's totally different again. That's a massive one.
Is that full distance?
Yeah, it's full.
Right. Yeah.
And it's it's quite iconic, and I really need to dedicate time to that specific time. My training's quite good at the moment, so I think I just continue at that level. So I just continue pushing where I am. But whether I would then not focus on the Hyrox stuff, I might still do it, but then I'd probably just do it without highly focused on it.
Yeah.
So I then would keep my training all about the triathlon, but it would be good to have something different to aim for, because it'll help me use loads of different muscle groups,
Yeah.
So yeah. And what are you planning on next week?
I think just much the same. Like I said, kids back in school, so back to normality. I don't know. I think I feel like I sent you that photo earlier. I've racked up my max weight on the sled push today, which was 135 kg, but not including the sled weight. So that must be, I think the sled weight I've been told is between 30 and 40 kg. So you're talking, I think that's over men's pro weight. I think no, it won't be, because men's pro weight on the plates are 150 kg and then including the sled. So it's not a million miles away.
It's 200. I think it's 200 for the pro.
Yeah, it must be. I didn't feel too bad. I could move it, and I was doing one up and one back without any stops. And I did that 3 times over. So I feel like I'm progressing. I'm pushing it to the higher limit. And I feel like my ski erg times, everything's going down slightly, marginally. Not my mega amounts, like 5 or 10 seconds. Not fully pushing myself at the minute. But I'm trying to increase my miles on my legs, some more running and stuff. So I'll probably just, if the weather's going a bit rubbish, get in the gym and do that. Having said that, we were saying quickly about Hyrox thing. Again, chatted to the wife the other day. I was like, the Hyrox, the only one realistically I can enter is the London XL one, which is of the weekend of my little lad's birthday. So every time there's a Hyrox, like Birmingham's half term, we're on holiday, so I can't do that. Yeah. So they've released the tickets, and I think the weekend's already sold out. And I looked at the December one, and I'm like, that's my little lad's. His birthday, I think, is like end of the week, but the weekend will do stuff. So I'm like, So potentially, I might finish the year without actually doing an event. But it might move into next year now and focus on. Well, I'll continue to train though, because I feel like I'm getting fitter. My running.
Into Cardiff, you think?
Yeah. Or, I don't know what the calendar's like early start of the year. If it's like Manchester, or there's one up in Scotland or Ireland or whatever, it might be worth I'll just go out and do a mega trip to Scotland or Ireland and do them. But
there's also ones abroad.
There's ones in Barcelona, which is doable.
Yeah, well, it's only a 10 quid flight.
Well, East Midlands Airport is an hour from us here, and then it's like a 2.5 hour flight, I think. So
yeah,
much of the same next week.
All right.
Cool.
All right then. We'll call it a day, and we'll catch up next week and see how it's gone.
Mate.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
I'll see you later.
See you later.